I just found some very concerning things happening in the global precious metals market, and I haven't seen anyone else talking about it. The LBMA has suspended a Chinese refinery from both its gold and silver good delivery lists. The suspension is temporary, and it does not mean London's running out of metal, but good delivery status is essentially a passport into one of the world's most important physical bullion markets. So losing it matters a lot, and this is where things get even more interesting. While London is suspending a Chinese gold and silver refinery, China's central bank is dramatically accelerating its gold purchases. China reportedly added 640,000 ounces, nearly 20 metric tons of gold in July alone, its largest monthly addition since October of 2023. So, while a Chinese refinery is being suspended from London's trusted system, Beijing is pulling even more physical gold into its own reserves. And believe it or not, that's not even the craziest thing that we have to discuss. Iran just created a dangerous setup for silver on Monday. Iran says an agreement involving the Strait of Hormuz is close, but also says that agreement alone will not be enough to reopen the waterway. At the same time, the UAE is accusing Iran of attacking another oil vessel with a missile. That means oil, inflation expectations, gold, and silver could all move sharply when the markets open up on Monday. A Chinese refinery suspended, China accelerating its gold purchases, and the world's most important oil route still hanging in the balance. Silver just reached $65.48 over the weekend, and Monday could make that even more explosive. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and what silver investors need to watch next. Alright folks, welcome back. Literally every single day more big news comes out, and you're probably going to miss a lot of it if you're not subscribed, so make sure you do that, because I'm always scouring the internet finding the most important stuff that you need to know happening around the globe. So make sure you click subscribe. You cannot be blindly investing, especially in this day and age with so much going on. I have eyes and ears everywhere, always seeing what's happening, so you are always in the loop. With that said, let's jump into it. So this article we're going to be covering about the LBMA is from investing.com, and by the way, I found the best articles that are covering the 3 to 4 topics we're going to be talking about in this video, just to make it easier for you to understand. So this one's from investing.com. LBMA suspends Shandong gold and silver smelting from delivery lists. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Iran demands U.S. withdrawal to open Hormuz. This one is from Reuters. Proposed Hormuz passage deal not feasible for shipping industry, sources say. And then we have this one from the Financial Times. Tehran says U.S. must rectify its behavior before Iran reopens the strait. So the LBMA suspended Shandong Gold Smelting Co. from its gold and silver good delivery list effective Wednesday, the organization said Tuesday. The London-based body that oversees the good delivery accreditation system for gold and silver refiners issued the suspension after Shandong Gold Smelting was added to the U.S. Forced Labor Prevention Act entity list. LBMA said it has invoked an incident review process against the smelting company, and the suspension is an interim measure pending completion of the review. I think it's very interesting that they're not mentioning too much of what's actually going on, but I'm sure they will give some updates afterwards, which is why you should subscribe, because I will be making an update video talking about what actually happened and if this is anything to worry about or anything that takes note in the shenanigans that goes on behind these types of companies. So the process involves consultation with a range of stakeholders, LBMA said, adding that the organization, quote, remains focused on a transparent and rigorous approach and will advise of further updates in due course. I guess we're going to find out how transparent they are. So we also have this one: proposed Hormuz passage deal not feasible for shipping industry. That's a pretty big headline. I mean, Iran seeks fees of 5% to 7% of cargo price, senior Iranian source says. New war risk clause terminates cover for vessels that pay Hormuz transit fees. U.S. sanctions on Iran's Strait Authority create compliance risks for shippers, sources say. So, a proposed deal between Iran and Oman that would give Tehran control over ships entering the Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz is not easily workable due to U.S. sanctions and restrictive insurance clauses on any payments, for industry sources say. And this is very important. So, listen to this. Until U.S.-Israeli airstrikes at the end of February unleashed war in Iran, the narrow waterway between the Gulf and the Indian Ocean was the main route for about a fifth of the world oil supplies and other vital goods. It was freely open to all ships with no fees. Control of the strait has been the biggest sticking point in efforts to end the conflict. Under the latest proposal, Tehran would be able to intervene if necessary with any inbound traffic, while outbound traffic would follow a route between Iran and Oman with exit clearance granted through Oman after notifying Iran, a senior Iranian source was told Reuters this week. The ability of merchant ships to navigate international waterways, quote, safely, predictably, and without unnecessary impediment is fundamental to resilient supply chains, economic stability, and energy security, end quote, the world's leading shipping association said in an open letter this week. So I don't know really, I don't know what's going to honestly happen. I think everyone's just saying this and saying that, and Trump's saying this, and Iran's saying this, and like this next article says, they have to rectify its behavior, whatever the hell that means. So this is just a big mess, and it has very big implications. So fees would create compliance issues. For shipping companies and oil traders, any imposition of fees creates major compliance issues given the U.S. has imposed sanctions on the Persian Gulf Strait Authority, which Iran set up in May to operate the waterway. The U.S. Treasury has also prohibited U.S. persons from receiving services from Iran's government related to a guarantee of safe passage. Any payment could lead to asset freezes, the industry sources said. They declined to be identified due to the sensitivity of the matter. Of course, nobody's going to, give up their information, even if it could guarantee safe passage. And then all of a sudden, your information. It's just a big mess, and I don't see this situation getting fixed at all. This is interesting right here, though. So, under the clause, insurers have no liability to indemnify any such payment, and where such a payment has been made, are discharged from obligations in respect of the relevant vessel. Shipping companies were in a catch-22 situation. One insurance industry source says, as the LBMA wording prohibits insurers from covering ship owners who pay, while Iran aims to charge a toll. So, you could just see how messy this is, and with the implications that we all know, which especially the point of my video would be affecting the precious metals markets. I think that's notable, especially when looking forwards and all of the other given variables that I've been making videos about over the past several weeks that's also affecting the price of gold and silver. Silver touching 65.48 yesterday is massive news. That is an explosive rally, especially given what silver was just at a couple of weeks ago. Not even a couple of weeks ago. So Tehran must rectify its behavior before Iran reopens the strait. Senior security official wants Washington to pay compensation for war damage. Do you really think Trump is going to give any compensation? No. So this is definitely not getting, this isn't getting resolved. So, and remember, folks, a lot of this information just came out over the weekend. This was published 7 hours ago. So there's more news for people to freak out about, with the markets not actually being affected by this news yet. It's all going to be affected tomorrow when the markets open up. So then, I guess, as this eagerness, this fear, unworry, doubt, uncertainty, everything is building up on Monday, then everything reacts drastically, violently, and then it will settle down a little bit, whether it's settling above 63, whatever it's at right now, or below. I guess we'll just have to see. Iran's top security official warned that Tehran would not reopen the Strait of Hormuz unless the U.S. rectifies its behavior, and called Washington to permanently end its war against the Islamic Republic and lift its blockade of Iranian ports. I'm not going to share my thoughts, but I want to share my thoughts right now. But I'm not a political channel, but I really want to share my thoughts right now. Should I share my thoughts right now? I'm not going to share my thoughts right now. Mohammed Bagher, Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, also said on Saturday that the U.S. should withdraw its forces from the vicinity of the Republic, pay Tehran compensation for war damage, and lift its sanctions. Holy. His comment, I think this is gaslighting. I think this is gaslight. I think this is them saying stuff they know isn't going to, of course, work, but they're just saying it just to almost like piss us off. I don't know. But his comment signaled a hardening of the language from the Islamic regime, right? They're just doubling down and just now kind of just throwing things out because they know they have all the power. So Zolgar is considered a hardliner, and there were unconfirmed reports in some Iranian media outlets this week that he had resigned, which hinted at differences among Iran's leadership. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm not going to go deeper into any of this. You guys can, of course, find these articles yourself. This is from the Financial Times. But just to recap a little bit, LBMA suspending Chinese gold and silver smelters. Hormuz stuff is still going crazy. And also, China has bought 640,000 ounces of gold as well. We actually didn't even show that article. But that happened as well. If you guys don't want to know, if you guys wanted to know, that was the biggest month. And that was just in July alone. Like, not 640,000 ounces of silver. No. 640,000 ounces of gold. That is a massive difference. I don't think people can comprehend how much gold that is. You know, not even how much silver that is. Like, that is a lot. So, and that's just in the month of July, which the last time we did this was in 2023. So something's going on, and I think we all know where it's leading to. I mean, at least I hope you do. Anyways, though, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Make sure you subscribe because I cover stuff like this every single day. I don't miss a beat. Every article that comes out about big news affecting the markets, which is essentially everything affecting the world, because everything affecting the world does affect the markets. So if you guys just want to know what's happening around the world and how that affects the price of precious metals, make sure you click subscribe because I do it every single day. I got the Silver Show with Andy Schechtman every single week, and I got other stuff going on as well behind the scenes with other I guess big people that you'll probably want to hear from. So yeah, lots going on over here. I love you all. About to go to the pool with my daughter. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
The silver market moves fast, but prices move even faster. Subscribe to Silver Slayer for daily updates.